Alright, I guess I'm doing just a really quick just to show you how to kind of create a softer sponge, giving you a little more give, different directions. So I do mine kind of, that's the pattern I use. I do it using a soldering iron. Let's see, we'll get started. First we'll get the soldering iron hot, and then I'll show you how I cut these patterns. Very simple to do. I use an old soldering iron tip so I don't damage my new one for when I do other soldering. Now this is a 100-watt soldering gun, and it takes a little bit to warm up, but once it warms up we'll get it going. So while it's getting hot, I'm going to pause it, and once it's hot I'll start the video again. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. I just didn't want you to wait 30 seconds for this to get hot, and this is all I do. I simply, in my case, I don't mark it. I kind of freehand it around, making it random. So here's how it works. You just simply take the hot iron and go across. As it cools down a little bit, you may have to slow down your pace. Okay. Now I don't know if you've noticed here, or you can tell, that this is even still a little wet. The sponge is a little wet. I didn't do that on purpose. It just so happened that it didn't dry out completely in certain spots. I just noticed it with my hands. Works best when it's totally dry. As you can see, in spots where it's really dry, it cuts really nice and easy. And there you go. There's kind of your rough pattern that goes around, and then I usually like to go down around the center. Let it warm up a little bit so that you can see the general idea there. Come around here now. It's cooled off, so I gotta wait for it to warm up a little bit. Meanwhile, you can see how it's starting to cut the pattern. Okay, switch from here. When it's hot again, it takes just a few seconds. Didn't heat up all that much. Let me try a little more. I try and be pretty consistent with the groove depth. If I find some that are a little more shallow, I go back and deepen them a little bit. Okay. As you can see. And then I like to come in to cut the side, just simply in between every groove up there. Do a quick line. This helps side bite. Like I said, there's not a science to this. It's just trial and error. And if you want to really have everything so it looks pretty and precise, there you go. So you can see now how they're in the middle at the top. And as I do my sides, I repeat that on both sides. As you can see, this is really quick. I suggest you do this outside because of all the smoke. Here it's wet, I gotta slow down a little bit. There you go, it's around. Okay, I just wanted to show you very quickly that with the wet one, it works just as well. You just gotta go a little bit slower. Let me wait for it to heat up. As you can see, I cut some in here just to before I realized the record button was not pushed. So now I'm gonna go back and just show you kind of real quick. This one is damp still. I know it's hard to tell, but you simply just go a little bit slower, and you can see the steam and the smoke. And just as before, because I always get the question, can you do that with wet? Yes, it's better dry, but wet works. Take it easy. And finally, here's the reason why you want to be able to cut these in. As you can see, once you cut in the grooves, it gives you a nice flat spot versus right on the end, so you cut curves very easily to that without putting a lot of pressure. So that's really what it serves. So I hope that helps out. Enjoy!